All right. We're live now.
We are live,
Well, not really. We're just recording, but yeah.
and everything's looking good. It sounded good.
Yeah.
Cool. Hell yeah. Everything's looking good on the camera portion.
We're looking good.
This is the first. I don't want to say first. Is it first episode? Is a pilot the first episode or
No, it's episode 0 typically.
But if you look at a pilot for like Breaking Bad, it was episode 1.
Same thing with Hero.
Yeah, but we're not doing TV show. We're doing podcasts.
Yeah, but it's still like
Yeah.
well.
I mean whatever we want to do, and I don't care. It don't matter to me.
So it's 0, or is it? Are we gonna do this like a Korean baby? We're like the
Where
first-
if it's a girl,
No, no, like the first. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you're born in. Well, we're not born in Korea, but like
No, I don't know
when
what you're
babies are
talking-
born in Korea, they're one when they're born, right?
I thought they were.
oh
eggs.
yeah, they that new thing that they did. It's it's new, right?
I
I don't even know what
really?
the fuck y'all talking
Yeah.
about.
So this is the first topic that we're talking about on our freaking
Oh,
first
shit.
Yeah,
episode.
but
So what they did was this was like earlier this year. They counted essentially your incubation period in the womb. They, you know what I mean, like from when you're conceived. That's
so why is it
that's-
not 9 months?
Well, that's what it is. It is 9 months.
Oh.
so
So it's not 1.
right. But everyone's like,
Rounding
you
it
know,
up.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, but that was a big thing because I think that's a lot of like what people question when they think about birth, and especially people who don't know what it's first time being a parent or whatever.
So can everybody adopt that? What if I wanted to be 9 months older?
I mean, it doesn't change like your current state and health, and
True.
like your body has already grown as much as it doesn't change. Like you can't just like level up real quick. You know what I mean?
What would I be 9 months older? What month would that be?
You're still going to be the
Stop.
same age you are now.
I would still be the same age,
Yeah.
but in like 3 months I wouldn't
Right.
have like another birthday.
No, because that's not the day you were birthed. You would.
Oh,
Your birthday stays the same because it's
oh, that's
birthday.
true. Oh shit!
The
Wait,
conception day, if that was ever a thing, which is kind of weird.
okay. Can we celebrate Conception Day?
Not with our parents.
Why?
Okay.
Like,
Go ahead. You can invite whoever you want to your inception day, your conception day.
you guys want to come?
I think they already did.
Mom and dad did already. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well, okay. Well, I'm just trying to do the math. What my conception day? This is 9 months. My
Well, what's today?
Okay.
We'll start there.
damn. That was too much math for me. I am not that Asian. Oh my god.
So, 9 months.
September.
It's August, but yeah.
September would have been my conception.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. So you're coming close.
Nice. Didn't realize that was a new thing though.
Yeah, it just
Like how new?
this year.
Oh.
Yeah,
what is
they
that?
like declared it.
Wow.
They officially, I'm pretty sure they officially declared it this year.
Did you know about this, Kang?
I know. I'm not known about this.
Mm.
Not that I keep up with like birthday kind of things or whatever in other countries.
You don't care about the Koreans, just say it.
Only the southern ones.
That's fair.
Nah. The north ones are a little ill. Let's introduce
I like that
ourselves.
rapper.
Little ill?
Mhm.
It's from, he might be from BTS or something.
Yeah. No.
Let's introduce ourselves. So my name is AJ. I go by Jeremiah. Kuya 24K on all socials, and I'm the oldest out of these 3 brothers that you see sitting here on the table. We don't have him on camera right now, but production assistant Josh. I call him Kang. You might hear me refer to him as Kang or Josh.
Interchangeable. Yeah.
It's It's just something that since we've known each other, we've gone by that name. All our friends call you Josh.
That is.
I'm
true.
pretty much the only person out of everybody left. I've known you the longest,
I think you
and I just call you
clung
Kane
to it.
because it's like Twitch. It's like his online name, which wasn't even that to begin with.
No, but that was. I'm glad that it is now. The first one was so much more embarrassing.
Yeah,
Wait, what was the first
I
one?
was gonna say, if you don't mind.
Kong Dancer.
Kong Dancer.
I was 13. I watched King Kong, the Jackson one, the Lord of the Rings guy one. I watched that one, and I saw these Aborigine people just dancing their lives away, and I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. And so I made my name Kong Dancer for some reason. Just rolled with it forever. It was
That's how I met him. That's how I met him. And
That's interesting though. I don't think I've ever heard of like when people are formulating their like online personas and they're naming them, they're never like, I want to base mine off a side character. Like I want to like, typically it's like grabbed from like a main character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of something, but that's interesting.
13-year-old things.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
yeah, and when I met him was in that game Comedy Night that I used to do all the time.
Oh, the VR chat? Oh
No,
no,
comedy.
no, that was that built into Twitch?
Comedy Night?
Yeah,
No, it was his own
separate.
game.
Oh, okay.
And he was and I would host open mics because Comedy Night was mostly meant for comedy.
Mostly.
Yeah, and
It didn't get used that way.
You like your little avatar. You put your avatar on the stage. There's like 14 people in the crowd,
Okay.
and he would go in there and do prank calls.
Yeah.
He got himself banned on Twitch. What, like twice?
Yeah.
Wait, that's all you did?
Yeah, I had like multiple different phones, so I would like go and like Walmart phone it. I like went hard at it.
Hang on, why did you have multiple
We're not
phones?
going to talk about
Well,
that. It's all incriminating.
Jesus Christ.
But I would
My
use,
burner's burner is banned.
No, honestly, I think it's okay to talk about. It's not like what's going to happen.
I mean, I sold a lot of drugs. That's like sold a lot of different things.
You know, I have headaches from time to time. People just need some Tylenol. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Pfizer are just homies.
Dang.
Yeah, so so I was hosting an open mic, and at the time, the musicians in Comedy Night were like hated. People didn't really like it because they were just like, "Wow, like this is Comedy Night. Why are you in here?" And I was trying to be that toxic, positive, fucking,
Come on, guys.
yeah, come
Let's
on,
go
guys,
support
it's
each other.
positivity, unicorns, and happiness.
That's not toxic.
It's toxic.
It was when he was doing it.
I honestly think there's a certain thing is toxic positivity.
Yeah.
It's too much positivity. Is just stop, and it's not bad, right?
Oh, not at all.
So, anyways, he would come into my lobbies, and I'd be having these full on concerts with people, and people are up there singing their hearts out, and then you'd hear somebody in the back go, "Gucci Gang."
Wait, that was him?
Gucci Gang. And I just fucking I'm pretty sure I kicked him out of a couple rooms.
So many times. Like, I
shit.
picked
Yeah,
all the time.
and then finally did I end up going up and playing Gucci Gang?
Yeah, well, you were playing something else, and I was just like, I just kept yelling at being a dumbass, and then
I did not like him. I didn't like him at all. I was like, this guy's a fucking dick. He's an asshole.
and then
You
one
still
time-
don't like him?
and then one day he like joins my Discord. He joins
I
Discord,
think that's what it was. Yeah.
and we're playing PUBG, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play PUBG with you," and I was just like, "This fucking guy." But I was like, you know what? Whatever. We're practicing positivity. So I get him in there. He's the same fucking person. He's just like, he was toxic. Like
It was way worse before.
It was bad. It was bad. And I remember we played like our first game of PUBG together, and he was doing this Russian accent, just making us laugh. And I was like, this guy's not too bad.
Nice.
And then we started playing more games.
Nothing
and then-
funnier than Russians.
Yeah, there's
Nowadays
So
a little
bad.
weird. Like, before it was a great meme.
It was great.
I was like, did he change his gun sounds to Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang?
No, and eventually, like, we ended up hanging out, and, like, talking a lot, and then I was like, he's not a bad guy.
Wait, and then he just happened to be here too, right? Or
No, he lived in California,
Oh
and
shit.
so we would, stay. We ended up becoming really good friends. A lot of like our past was similar. He dealt drugs, I did them. So it was like a pretty rough time. We eventually were like, hey, we became really good friends, and then we became really good friends, and we started talking a lot and started getting to know each other a lot. He started coming down on the toxic side. I started coming down on the positive side. I think we were both like plateauing on that. And he was like, you know what, dude? I think we got into VR chat, and I was starting to become like more known on Twitch and doing like a hell of a lot better on streams. And we were just like, let's just stop.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop this like disgusting lifestyle of how we were living.
It was pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah. And we both like just quit cold turkey.
Cold turkey. Very hard, it's not an easy task, but I did it. Moving here was a lot easier too, because like
getting away from what you knew, and yeah. That's fair.
And so he.
How long ago was that, by the way? The whole like stoppage of everything. Would you estimate?
2017.
Was it 20? I don't even know.
It was the end of 2017. It was towards the end of that, because that's when we got into VR chat.
Yeah,
and then you know, we both started like trying to take things a little more seriously. So it was the end of 2017 is when we finally were like, let's calm down.
Good for you guys.
Yep. Yeah. And now I'm here, Arizona, living. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Yeah. Also, I remember one time he was so hungry because like at this point he had stopped doing the selling.
I had no money.
He had no money.
$0.
Gotcha.
And he was telling me we would help him as much as we could. But one time I remember, bro, and I think about this shit all the time. He found an old bag of shrooms.
It was huge too. It was a fuck ton of shrooms, and they were still good. Like, well, not good, but like,
he was just like, "Wish me luck, good enough." I'm hungry. He was like, "I'm hungry. Wish me luck." And, and that Discord call was.
I tripped the fuck out, dude. It was crazy because I was on an empty stomach for like days.
Oh God, yeah.
It was just like, man, I'm gonna eat.
Doesn't seem like the right.
Yeah, it was an interesting time. You know, hey, I had to go check it out. It was a good. I didn't die, you know, so we're all right.
But yeah, and then he ended up moving here and changing his life around. He was like, I want to change my life. I don't want to sell drugs anymore. He got into DoorDash and working DoorDash in California until he moved here, and fucking the
now
rest
I
is
work
history.
I work for a different rival company now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's everybody. This is Josh Kang. You don't see him on the camera, but I'm pretty sure eventually you will.
Yeah.
But he's running all of our podcast stuff. And again, my name is AJ, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring it over to my little brother here.
Hang on, wait. So my name is Vincent. They call me Vince, sometimes Vinny. However, I have a question about your name.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I can't stick to it.
Me neither.
I don't fucking know. My friends don't even know.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
24K Brown Magic.
But aside from
24K.
that, like they're
Jeremiah.
like AJ's been such a
AJ?
big, like, since you were fucking 10.
Do I just change my name back?
But my question to you is, what do you want it to be?
Nothing.
All right, nothing.
No. Hey, what's up, nothing?
I would answer to that. If somebody said it in the right tone, I'd be like, huh?
This is my co-host.
Can we hi, my name is
yeah.
Every time. Just make it a mystery.
Redacted. That's why you're wearing black. Just redact myself.
Anyways, guys, it's nice to meet you. My name is
yeah, so like obviously I can understand the social media side of like, and I'm sure we'll get into more of it like as we progress, but like, you know, the stuff that you've gone through, which I know I'm sure I only know the surface amount of it, right? But
yeah.
Like I can understand wanting to rebrand after certain things, but I don't think I've ever asked you like what I just don't know what you want to be called, because obviously you've been Kuya like majority of my life, which for the audience is a Filipino way of you know, showing respect to your older brother or an older brother figure. Mm-hmm. He is actually my older brother, so it works. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like,
yeah, everyone knows everybody calling me Kuya. Yeah, you know.
Well, you have
I do a lot of people who do.
Yeah, you have a handful of people that do, but like when it comes to obviously the podcast and what you're gonna be addressed as here, like what we call you is gonna be different, I guess, from what Kang's gonna call you, right? Like Kang, what do you usually call him?
AJ mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, I should just go by AJ.
I don't know.
I don't know why I keep changing my name.
I don't know either.
It's like because if I release music as AJ Rodriguez, there's a million other AJ Rodriguez's releasing music.
That
If I
is
try and change my name to something special, like, you know,
So, what age do identity crises start? Because I feel like
mine's been from 23 to now.
yeah, I feel like you've been in one for like a good chunk of time, not shaming your weight.
What do you mean, Chuck?
But
Shit.
uh,
I don't like this. We're ending.
You gotta restart the pilot.
I faded to black.
when you get fat shamed so much, you just start losing some of your speed. I don't like ending.
Oh shit.
No, obviously that's gonna be. I think.
I don't know. Maybe when we're 300 episodes in, I'll have a name.
Oh shit! When we hit our
300.
weight. when we hit our weight episode.
Damn.
Okay.
That's like 3 years from now.
I gotta shed some pounds for that one.
I don't like this one. I'm going running.
I'm gonna walk home.
I'm going run. Yeah. Take my keys.
No one like
Does this have sugar?
it has agave. It has the fancy sugar.
Okay.
So growing up, obviously, I think everyone can attest to this in their own like certain way. But like I was always fat growing up. But ain't no one can fat shame me like me. Like I've heard all of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna unleash a lot of it here during this podcast. And it's all out of like playfulness and love. But I think that's part of like what's gonna have us dying outside of our lack of health.
Aren't you glad you're not in front of a camera, King?
I really am. I really am.
You got
It's mysterious.
Yeah, we gotta upgrade to your camera, Angel.
I know. Let's give everybody a view. Hi, Angel.
I'm just glad that camera could fit my fucking head. Shit.
Well, I just look as fat as I am because the camera value is so low on mine.
Yeah, the camera adds about like what, 10 pounds?
100?
Yeah, there's 4.
I don't think it's
We got a lot to
individual.
work on.
I don't think it's like a stacking thing.
Oh,
Like,
it's not? Oh, is it just?
It's just 10 straight.
If there's a camera, it's 10 pounds, no matter how many.
No,
Yeah.
these
I think
debuffs,
it's
these
stacked.
debuffs do stack. These
Yeah.
debuffs do
I'm
stack.
pretty sure it's stacked.
Yeah.
And then if you count phones,
I mean, we can't just start any lens in the room. It's like, oh, that's why
I have one in my car right now, so that's about 90. So we're looking pretty good.
give or take.
But yeah, the name's Vincent. I guess Vince is probably going to be the most common referring to me, I guess. But really, no preference, zero preference.
You mean you don't want to be known as Ray?
Damn, we throwing middle names in here? Shit.
Well, I go by Jeremiah.
Jeremiah,
sometimes,
yeah,
but-
that's who's.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
So my middle name I hold so dear because one, no one can ever guess it, and two, it's spelled the Spanish way, right? Which means king.
like Mysterio.
Yeah. Which means king. If you look up the definition of Vincent, it's something along the lines of conqueror, and Rodriguez definition is son of the king. So, like,
Damn, you royal as fuck.
I know.
that's what I'm saying.
I get-
So like I don't really share my middle name too much. Obviously family knows it, but I've thought about going by Ray on some, like if I were to like extend to like some music platform or something and start like making my own stuff down the line. I'm like, okay, does Ray sound good? Do I want to be Ray? But I don't think I want to. Vince is fine. I actually do have like a couple of accounts set aside for Vince's vocals, and that's literally it. But no, definitely not Ray. I'll keep that off the table. Vincent and any of its forms.
Damn,
is
I need to
fine.
find out what my name means.
Well, there's the Little Mermaid.
But not so little.
Dang. That's true.
Don't look at him that way. Dog.
He's practicing his Bobby Lee face.
Well, speaking of not so little, and out of love and playfulness, the one that you just heard right here is our youngest brother, Angel. And you know, when we say that we make fun of each other's weight and we have these weight jokes and we're laughing about it, he got a different kind of love, which was big head, and because he's just got an enormous size head. He's gonna say something stupid right now.
Yes. Well, yeah, my name is Angel. Shit.
Yeah, you do. We all do. That's a good start, Angel. Keep going.
Thanks.
What else do you do?
I'm sorry.
I knew it. I mean, yeah, growing up, I mean, enormous head. That's for damn sure. Definitely grew into that.
You did. I will say, so like, my wife has said multiple times.
What the fuck?
Yeah, my wife has said multiple times that, like, why do you guys tease him? He has a normal size head. Like, you guys' heads are all the same.
Oh, okay.
And I look at her like,
I thought she was gonna back on me too. I was gonna say shit.
no, I almost hit her. No, she just didn't know, right? Like growing up,
I was
you were
gonna say, damn, Chris Brown. Shit
no, your body, the
wasn't
head
proportional.
ratio, yeah, was very.
Yep.
It was like a bobblehead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you ran with it.
it was down.
Yeah, it was
Mainly how he got his momentum.
He was leading the way, but you ran with it.
Yeah, that's what made me run. The fucking all that force.
No, yeah. So even then, it's just grown with us.
You know what? I wonder if how mom and dad feel about like what we just said, like how big your head was compared to your body, if they would agree or disagree, or if they ever like, you know what I mean? If it ever like hit to them.
I'm pretty sure it has.
I don't know. I know dad just laughs at us whenever we make fun of each other, but mom would have that like real perspective of like,
Yeah,
if she would have a genuine response if it was her.
Speaking of which, this is something that came up when we were trying to name the podcast. We didn't know.
We haven't even said the name of the podcast yet.
Oh shit.
Anong ginagawa nyo? Sugod na! Sige na, sige na, sige na! Gunsa man no? Ay, nako!
Welcome to Nako, which I don't know how long we're into this podcast right now, but this is introductory. But like Nako is like it's a Filipino term for like, oh gosh, like oh my god. It's pretty much like a phrase. It's that
Like, oh
feeling.
shit.
It's the Filipino no
Which, like,
mames.
yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Where what we wanted to do with this podcast was just make it chill, fun. You know, you're not here to listen to anything specific. You're just here to listen to, some brothers talk shit and laugh. And so that's like kind of, our growing up, our mom was always like, "Ay nako,"
Yeah,
just
annoyed
always,
with us.
yeah, annoyed with us, just how we'd be. Our aunt was the same way with us, and I not going when us and our cousins would get together. It's just nonstop hilarity. So we figured we'd call it that, but we didn't know what to call it at first.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trying to think of some names, and well, you looked one up, and it was something that mom used to call Angel.
What, Bongo?
Yeah,
Oh fuck.
do you know what that means?
No. Fuck.
There's I legit, it was like, it's the three of us. We're brothers, which I know that Chris D'Elia has a podcast with his brother now. They're like 70 episodes in, and I feel like I'm sure that there are a handful of other podcasts with like their run with siblings, right? But trying to keep it close to home, something that means something to us. I obviously we landed on Nako, which I think is good, but when I looked up what bongot means,
Why the fuck am I scared?
So we were like, we hear bongot. My mom's saying that all the time. Bongot, mainly to you.
Yes.
yeah, well, and we thought it was just like a baby. Like I call my kids, like Stink and those like cute little names for your
Right.
kids and
Pet
sometimes
name.
pets, right? So I thought that's what it was as well. However, when I looked it up, what bongo means,
This fool's already fucking laughing.
and
We
so
were
this is
messaging each other back and forth trying to come up with names.
Yeah.
And when he sent it to me, he sent me the definition, and the screenshot, and he goes, "What the fuck, mom?" And I lost it.
okay. So the vulgar term for a woman's pubic hair or genitals.
What the fuck?
So, mom has a little bit of explaining to do, which
Should we call her?
I don't know if we want to call her now. I feel like it. I don't know if this
This is already too much for our first episode. Let's call her like
Yeah, maybe next episode or something like that. But like
Bongo.
bongot.
fuck off.
Well, here's my hypothesis. Okay, the audience sees us now, and obviously there's some perspective, right? We got some like two extra large fellows with a dude who looks similar, just not as large, right? But they don't know how hairy you are and always have been, right? So when
Why are you gonna roast like
my hypothesis is that when Angel was born,
Yeah, he had some mouth.
he was. They didn't know. They didn't know.
He got tangled. He got fucking tangled. It was like
It's like cleaning out a storm drain, dude. It's
like
like shower thing.
It's like undoing some wired headphones in your pocket.
Damn.
You know when you clean the bottom of your vacuum?
Fuck.
Couldn't tell with all that hair, is baby or bongot, and it just got all in one, right?
That's my
Right.
Dust height.
Oh,
No, so
shit.
that's my joking hypothesis, but obviously I feel like mom
Had a
and
different meaning for it. Bro.
yeah, mom and Nancy have a different meaning, but it literally says in Google. I goggled it, and that's now what you're referred to.
When's the last time she called you that?
Shit, I don't remember.
It's a long time.
It's
Okay.
been a while.
Not-
Yeah.
Oh man, just pull them out. And she's got.
I do want to hear what your mom has to say about it, though.
I know. I'm curious. I'm really curious about this. I want to know what she has to say.
I'd like for her to like Google it herself.
Maybe
And,
she
like,
doesn't
read
know.
it.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Is there a non-vulgar term, like definition for it?
Yeah, is that just one of many, or
Is that an Urban Dictionary definition?
It is the binsayan.com.
Wow, so it's an
See-
official.
Yeah, it's
sounds
the
Filipino?
Cebuano Dictionary into
He
source.
said these are two words.
Those
that-
are I heard
they're
about
not-
that place. Cebu.
Yes,
Cebu,
exactly.
yeah. So, bush, crotch, pubic hair. That's the main one.
I feel like those are all kind of vulgar. Like that's.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any getting out of this one.
Yeah.
Well, the second one is muff, which I know it's very similar to what it was, but in this definition of it, it's a warm tubular covering for the hands.
Okay.
So a little different.
I'm still getting questioned, Mom. Like, why was I stuck with that? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, look at you.
Again,
Yeah, let me show my ass real quick.
It's your hair.
not in the
You're
good
walking-
camera.
Yeah, let's get you to one of these lower quality cameras before we.
Don't. So that's at least that stayed in the family. Okay, I don't want to hear you fucking saying shit, because thanks to formerly known as AJ over here, I grew up with majority of my elementary school years being called VJ.
Why? Because I was AJ, you were VJ?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, that's literally it. Because I was related to AJ, and my first name starts with a V.
Kids are not creative at all. They're
It wasn't even kids. It was our damn PE teachers.
What?
Mr. Lacey.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, he's still cool.
He's awesome.
Mr.
He was
Lacey's
awesome.
dope as shit, but
But
like,
he
VJ.
didn't think about it. He didn't think about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he probably thought to himself, the kids aren't going to think about it this way. But
Well, guess what?
yeah,
I started being a degenerate at a little age. All right. But yeah, I was stuck with VJ up until I left Barcelona,
yeah.
which was mid 7th grade.
See, I
thought it was
8th
6th
grade.
for you. It was 7th grade for me when we left.
Would have been 8th grade. Well, wait,
Wait, what? Huh?
hang on. I'm older than you.
What the fuck just happened? Yeah, 8th
So
grade.
if
Sorry.
you thought if you were in 7th grade, it would definitely wouldn't have been 6th grade for me. Yeah, it would have been mid 8th grade.
No, I meant to say 8th.
yeah, that's wow.
You don't have to tell me what that is. I already know what that is from experience. But yeah, it was quite the time. I was glad. That was the one reason I was happy to move away from Barcelona.
Really, that
Mhm.
name itself.
Just losing that.
That makes sense. I mean, I started going by AJ. In this, wow, I've had an identity crisis my whole life apparently. Well, okay, let's be clear. Okay, my name is Ariel Jeremiah. Ariel, it's the Filipino and the Spanish way of saying Ariel. Ariel, it's what Ariel. Ay nako, putang.
Well, not
No,
definitely.
not that one. No, that's bad juju. But you know, I grew up Ariel, but when I went to the 6th grade, growing up, I was always Ariel. So first, I had the whole Little
yeah.
Mermaid stigma.
Yeah.
Hated that shit. Oh, Ariel, it's Little Mermaid. Like, no, I was born first. Like, I don't know. I just
Were you?
Yeah, I mean, you were born before the release of The Little Mermaid, yeah.
yeah. So like, but I'm pretty sure the Little Mermaid is like a folklore tale that was like in the 80s or 60s or some shit, 1800s. I don't fucking know.
What you just?
We're coming up with numbers. I'm just, you know. Anyways, but in the 6th grade, there was a girl named Ariel in my class,
Oh, so yeah.
and I was like, hell no,
Yeah,
because now this just makes it worse for me.
right.
So I started going by AJ because my initials. Also, my best friend at the time, his name is AJ, but he was AJAY.
J-A-Y, right.
Shout out to our
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, and he was AJAY. But also, we were very big boy band fans, and my favorite Backstreet Boy was AJ. And so
I just saw him on RuPaul's Drag Race. He just won, dude. The whole thing.
Wait, he was on it?
Celebrity drag something. Nina was watching it. Okay.
No, wait.
Sure.
Was he really on it?
Yeah, he
I
was.
watched the show. I think that show's fucking badass.
Yeah, he's on there. He won the Celebrity Drag Race. Like,
That's sick.
The whole thing. Yeah.
That's dope. Hell yeah. Well, see, so like, I started going back. He was my favorite singer. I always thought he was dope as fuck. Like, he was tattooed,
Right.
everything. He was just like the coolest
Here's
looking one
his-
to me. So
yeah.
I was like, this is, you know, I want to be AJ. And so I told my teacher, shout out to Miss Darnell, 6th grade. I was like, hey,
It's
wanna-
Mrs. Valverde now.
Miss Valverde now, Mrs. Valverde. I was like, hey, I want to start going by AJ. There's my initials. We have an Ariel already in the class. So, you know, and she, you know, from that point on, I would just went by AJ throughout.
You had to formally request it though. Like
I did.
That's like,
Well, I did.
In writing,
You know,
like,
because I was on Ariel, you know, and so I did. And so she started calling me AJ, and then all my teachers started calling me AJ. And from that point on, it was just always AJ. And damn, I didn't realize they called you VJ because of that.
Yeah, I was VJ for a good chunk of time. And Mr. Lacey was calling attendance, you know what I mean? And he was like, you look like AJ in whatever grade. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably my brother. And he was like, oh, okay, well, you're VJ now. I was like,
No,
okay.
no, I'm not. I would have. Well, yeah.
I mean,
we were young, so we probably didn't think. No, we're just like, okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Like-
I don't, obviously, like, looking back, I'm sure I'm embellishing, like, quite a bit as far as, like, you know, how much I might not have liked that name.
Yeah.
But that was just what stuck with me as a kid. That was my official, like, first nickname away from Vincent, and all of its variations.
Yeah, and you moved a bunch of schools, so you
Didn't really have a nickname.
Yeah, you didn't really have to like worry about
No.
having another being little AJ.
Well, his was probably the most common name out of the three of ours, though, considering, like, where we grew up and where we live right now.
Angel, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. obviously I feel like the
Bongo.
only the only contentions with your name were the other females, realistically, right? Like there
Yeah.
weren't any
Yeah.
until you officially went to AJ. Then they were like, okay, there's other people that call themselves AJs, right? I didn't go. I went like all my school years. Never. I was the only Vincent.
Yeah, it wasn't very many.
Mm-mm. And I still. I mean, outside. Okay, the one literally happened to live next to us growing up.
Yeah.
But outside of him,
I never really saw him in school.
right. But I never. I thought Vincent was such a rare name.
I don't really know any Vincents now.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, not really.
Yep.
I mean, I know a couple, but you know, like I don't meet Vincents when I'm out,
Yeah.
and I'm out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing too. Is a lot of people. For those of you who don't know, I'm a professional musician. A lot of podcasts like this, I feel like, are all stand-up comics and people who are in that lifestyle. I'm kind of parallel to that as a musician. I perform all the time. So yeah, I don't think I've ever met a Vincent outside performing. I haven't met an Ariel.
Yeah.
Met a lot of AJs,
You're right. Right.
but they're all like, abbreviated names. But see, that's why I changed my name,
Yeah.
because one, I didn't want to release music as 24K Brown Magic, especially because 24K Golden, was that his
Yeah.
name?
Golden.
24K
Yeah,
Golden
rapper,
blew
right.
up.
He popped off.
He popped off, and so everybody always thought that I was 24K Brown Magic before 24K Golden was even a thing, and he popped off, and so everybody was just like, "You just trying to be like, 24K Golden, or you trying to be like Bruno Mars?" Which it was more the Bruno Mars side,
Sure.
because that was my branding, was the whole pinky rings up, golden,
Right. Right.
golden.
That was a whole thing for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I changed it, I wanted to keep the 24K, but like I don't want to release music as a number in some words, especially if I'm doing like all kinds. If I'm doing R&B, hip hop, country, and I'm releasing all these different kinds of music, but especially country, because right now that's been my lane. Nobody's. I mean, like, okay, maybe for the exception of Jelly Roll, people aren't going to listen to 24K Brown Magic and go, "That's a country artist." They're going to hear Jeremiah Gold and be like, "Oh, like this sounds like it could be a country artist, but it can also be an R&B artist. You can also be a hip hop artist."
Yeah.
But like search engine wise, AJ Rodriguez would come up with anything.
Yeah. You definitely have a identity crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if changing the name again is like,
Just change it to something super abstract.
I mean,
What about Sailor Twift?
It could work.
No, whatever. I mean, obviously, whatever you are wanting to change it to, like, we're going to support you. But that was just something I always wondered. Just,
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, the three of us are brothers. This was just a podcast we wanted to just start and see where it goes. What is that?
It's just a USB.
Oh, yeah. So it's just one of those things we just wanted to start, and I wanted to bring my brothers together because we don't have much outside of video games to like have in common, to like do and spend time together, other than like going out and eating, which like our health wise is probably not the best. We can't just, hey, want to hang out? Let's go eat.
Right.
You know,
No.
we hang out at like play video games. We like hang out at your house and hang with the kids.
So
Watch a movie once in
Blue Moon.
that's one of the main reasons why I'm so excited to do this, because one, us growing up playing video games, like that was just a staple of our childhood.
Yeah.
And it has been like such a big, like without it, we would have never met Kang, right? And so many other great people that we know. But at the same time, like what we're doing right now, when we're like constantly looking for new games to play, to me, it's a sign of like us falling out of the gaming. Like it's becoming less and less of what we actually want to do. Right.
I look at it more as like, I just look at it more as like there's just a drought in things that just keep us company, keep our minds occupied enough to want to keep. I mean, because I love gaming.
Yeah.
I love gaming, and I'm always like, I have my Steam Deck's in my backpack.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I always have like games somewhere around me. I don't know if it's like that ADD part of me, or something. I always have to have something to do. But like video games and stuff, I just love it. And that's like my dating profile it says like I'm looking for my, it's cheesy, I'm looking for my player 2. But like it's like
Wait, you actually have that in a dating profile?
oh yeah, 100%.
Morning.
I actually had and shout out to
Ready Player 2.
shout out to somebody that like I met through the dating profile, but like it was more like she in her profile, it was like, if you're having trouble with your profile, hit me up and I'll give you advice on what you can do to make your dating profile better.
Nice.
Right?
It's like a resume
Spice it up.
builder.
Sure.
Yeah, so I hit her up. I'm like, hey, like genuinely interested. I think she's cute. I'm like genuinely interested, but like, you know, also like I want to know what you think about my profile, because my profile is like I'm a professional musician, and I love playing video games. Like those are the two things that I feel like outside of like the normal basic like trust, respect, honesty, you know, support. Like I just want you to be able to enjoy the fact that I'm a musician and then I love playing video games. Like you can't take those two things away from me, right? Like I don't want anybody coming into my life and be like, I don't like how much you're playing video games. Suck it up. You know, I love my video games. This is how I connect with my brothers, how I connect with my friends, all that stuff. So anyways, I hit her up and I was like, hey, genuinely interested. We match. I'm sure she matches with everybody.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because it's her thing is like,
Yeah, she's getting her business out there, kind of, right? Yeah.
So I was just like, hey, genuinely interested. But she goes, hey, and this is how I knew immediately that she wasn't, that this wasn't an interest on her part, because she immediately just goes into like the business side of it, right? So I'm like, okay,
Copied and
I can,
pasted the-
I can respect that.
Sure.
So I was just like, what do you think about my profile? She gives me a bunch of tips. She's like, you know, I wouldn't lean on the whole. I also say like I'm a plus size guy, just so you know, like something
They
like
can't
that.
tell, like, I mean,
Yeah, but like, you know, I kind of put that in there.
not that I don't mean like, but like, you know what I mean?
fuck does that mean?
Like the pictures and stuff, like you're gonna see that. You don't have to like put it in the profile, you know, like.
I'm pretty good at like the angles and shit. So like, I mean, you can see it, but it's not.
The
Like,
frame's not
I guess like
bulging
I
or
didn't put
anything.
enough pluses. All right, I didn't put enough pluses. They might see like, oh, plus size guy. I show up and they're like, plus.
Are we talking like 4 pluses or like how many pluses?
So
You said plus size, not multiplication size.
Oh shit. Got the damn Ed Sheeran fucking symbols.
that's good. But anyways, so yeah, so she was like, oh, I would take that out because it seems like self-deprecating. You know, she gave me a bunch of tips, and then she asked me like, she's like, tell me about you, so I can. She's like, asked me a bunch of. Also, she asked for $30, so it was a $30 fee. But actually, through that we became friends because she was like, you passed the vibe check. I think you're dope. You know, like I want to know like where this goes for you, like as far as that. But she also just, I think I played it cool. I wasn't like weird.
Yeah,
I'm sure she deals with
We're
weirdos
pushing
all the
it.
time.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, I put that in my dating profile that video games is important to me, and she didn't say anything about that really. I think that maybe it's not like a bad thing. I feel like that, like I want to share my hobbies and my, you know, what I love
Well, I
with
think
people.
the video game thing's not. It's becoming less and less of a like red flag nowadays, just because like good, like people with good intentions, right? Because there's people that obviously, and I guess this isn't necessarily means it's bad intentions. Let's take that back.
Right.
People are plenty of people out there. They just want to date. You know what I mean? And that's fine. But the people that want to like be in a relationship and build towards that, invest in it, and you know what I mean, long term, a gamer sounds perfectly fine, because what are you gonna do? You're gonna stay at home, right? And you're not going anywhere. You're not going out. You're not getting into trouble. You're not hanging out with potentially people, right? That are
Crowd.
yeah. So it's becoming less. I think it's becoming less and less of a red flag. So it's not. I don't think it's like a bad thing.
I will say that during the time in my life that I played the least amount of video games was the time of my life that I was the most degenerate that I ever was. So like video games for me, everything okay?
Yeah.
Oh, so video games for me is more like you see like posts and memes about it, but it's like, if, I'd rather my kid spend or like I'd rather my person spend money on video games than drugs.
Sure.
So it's to me, it's just important because it gives me something to do. I'm not diagnosed with ADD. I just feel like I have ADD. I'm
Right.
very, squirrel.
Yeah.
Like that's how it is for me. I mean, we were having dinner earlier, and you were trying to explain it. He was trying to tell a story, and he's like having this whole story being told, and then some guy at a table behind us is singing some like Spanish song, loud as shit at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pay attention to you, but all I hear is like this, and now I feel like I'm on some little, what are those like boats with the Italian guy that's like,
what are those fucking called?
Canoe,
The love boat.
I think they're called like gondolas or something.
gondola.
Is
Yeah,
that-
I felt like I was on gondola the way he was singing, and so then that's all I thought about, and I'm like, damn. Now I don't even know where the hell I'm at in the story because my ADD just took me to the gondola.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying that like video games, we're disliking video games as we get older. But what I'm saying is, for me, how I interpret me being like
Busy.
well, just like, we're constantly looking for like a new game to play, right? Together, we're constantly looking for like, what can we all play together? This game's boring us, we're done with it, hopping from one game to the next, sometimes revisiting old games. To me, that tells me like, I want to do something else. And I've recently picked up reading, which has been really good. I used to hate reading. But the reason why I'm so excited for this is because you're right. Video games is what has really kept us really close as far as our brotherhood goes. But I'd much rather, at least now where I'm at now mentally, I'd much rather do something like this where it's a lot more intimate. We can talk. We can actually, because like the three of us, even though we're fairly close in age, we're only a couple years apart, each of us, right?
Yeah.
We've lived different lives.
Very.
Like, we're adults now. I have a family. Like, we don't live together anymore. There was a lot of stuff that we went through together, but we have lived different lives. And I don't really know, like, other than my perspective of seeing you guys live your lives, I don't know much about it. And this is something that I can learn.
We can learn about each other
Yeah,
through
yeah.
this, which is great. That's what I was thinking too, is that we have a chance to learn about each other through these conversations. And, I could tell just from like conversations, I can just, it's not something that I talked about, drug use.
Right.
Didn't really ever really like get deep into that with you guys. But that was like it's a shitty, dark period of my life, but it also was a long period of my life and
Significant part of it.
significant, and it molded me into who I am. And like, which, I'm glad that you got, like, from what I've seen, you guys haven't fallen under that. I mean, you being a father now, you've been a father since you were out of high school. And I don't know, like, you probably smoked weed. You never smoked weed?
No weed.
Nothing. See, and like, so like, I feel like I took the brunt of, like, I made all the bad decisions, and like, at least you guys can see on surface level the bad decisions that I made. But like, yeah, there's a lot that we don't know about each other and that we can learn about each other. But it's not something that I don't want to like freak anybody out either. Like, I'll talk about it. I make fun. Like, me and Kang joke about this shit all the time.
Sure.
About the shit that we used to do all the time. You
Right.
know?
Well, I don't think you're going to freak anyone here out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what
It'll probably freak out family.
Exactly, which they can choose to listen and they're going to interpret everything however they want to, and that's they have their own opinion about what we're doing, what we're saying. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change that.
Yeah.
But we know, like, nothing we say or do here, just like how it's been since we've got up until this point, right, since the beginning, is going to change like how much we care and love about each other.
Yeah.
I will say though, you said it yourself, we've been able to see your bad decisions. The one bad decision, and we can get into more later on, and I'm sure we will, as it feels right. The one bad decision though that I will say that you made, you picked the wrong drugs because you kept your weight.
Bruh.
No,
Damn, why I feel like
What's crazy is like I
no,
I was expecting something
so
else. What the
heartfelt for
fuck?
so long. Like,
You.
I was like, what?
know so many people.
I'm going through my head. I'm like, fuck, what did I do?
There's so many people that get on drugs and they just go super thin, and you.
No, you know what? I didn't go super thin, but I got thinner.
Sure, no, I know. I did notice that you did get thinner.
There were times where I'd get thinner, then I'd stop,
Right.
and I'd be like, I'm done. And then
Was that
and
you
then something
eating
would happen.
food?
and then something would happen, like I'd either fall into a depressive state,
Sure, yeah.
or something happened in my love life, or something happened in my life.
a lot of
just-
mental health.
mental health shit I would be like, man. And
I want
go
a
to
fucking
bar.
burger.
Yeah, I go to a bar, and then like I go to a bar, and then
I'd end up in
make
the
a bad
bathroom.
decision.
Like-
Yeah, and end up doing somebody's drugs, and so then I'd fall back into that hole again,
Right.
and then I'd lose the weight again, and then I'd be fine, and I'd be like, okay, I got this. I gotta hang on my mental. I gotta hang on my emotional. I'm good. No more of that bullshit. And then I plump up again because then I get comfortable,
Right.
being in the position that I was in. I think what's best now for me is I would get comfortable and I would just stay home. And I would tell myself, if I just stay home and stay indoors
Sure.
and just play video games, I won't do drugs. But then that other part of my health was failing because then I'm not getting up, I'm not moving around. I'm ordering food all the time, just eating whatever, And that was a big part of this year, was that I told myself, I don't want to just keep playing weekends anymore. I need to get out of the house.
Yeah. And you've stayed busy as fuck.
This year, I was up to 7 shows a week,
A lot of them, yeah.
playing 7 shows a week, mostly 6 shows a week.
A lot of different like places too, real social places.
Yeah,
like, real,
and so it forced me to, get out of that like headspace of being comfortable at home. I still love being at home, but like now there's times where I'm like, fuck, I need to get up. I need to get up and like socialize. But now my idea of socializing isn't going to a bar all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I play bars and nightclubs and all that stuff, but I've also did a good job of like cutting out drinking all the time.
Yeah. You've kept those places like work.
I've kept them work.
Yeah.
There'll be times where I do go out with friends, but like I don't get too crazy to the point where I feel like at the end of the night I could make a bad decision.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty good at that. Also, like the mental health, the mental was like a big thing over the last 2 years because I've plumped up since, I think everybody has since COVID. COVID has made a lot of people big. I'm no exception. I gained a lot of weight since COVID, but also since COVID, I also went through a lot of like emotionally damaging stuff.
Sure.
So, this year was that, like, I was just sitting there. I'm like, damn, dude, if I can't like look at my chest without, struggling, you know what I mean? Like look down and like, I got this fucking double chin, pushing up against me. I need to do something about
Oh, sorry.
and I need to do something about this. So that's why the whole getting out of the house and playing all these gigs again, it's tiring.
That's
But it's a good tired.
yeah.
It's a good tired. Now if I can just figure out how to sleep at night, it would be even better.
One step at a time.
CPAP machine.
You're doing good though.
Is it because of that, the sleep, or do you think it's like just like overstimulation?
I think it's a lot. I need to learn to cut out sugar before bed. I think it like sends my brain into like a crazy spiral, and then I just end up. I notice if I drink like something sugary before I go to bed,
Oh yeah.
I sleep really crappy, or like my apnea like kicks in hyperdrive. Also, sleep apnea is a big thing. I'm sure I can do with the CPAP. Do I want to? No, I get like I tried and did the sleep study. They put me in a CPAP machine and I hyperventilated.
Yeah.
Because I'm like claustrophobia.
Right.
Having something on my face, just even thinking about it, I'm like,
Awake apnea.
Other girls
I got
don't
awake
like it
apnea, so
What'd you say, Vince?
Now it was a terrible attempt at a joke. You said you don't like things on your face, and I said, "Oh wait, girls don't like you that much." But Angel,
That was pretty good, actually. That was not bad.
it was
Can't let that go.
you disconnected. So what about you? What about you, Angel? What drugs have you shoved up your butt? Or, I mean, I'm just kidding. I know you've stayed pretty much clean.
Yes.
Like, I think the only thing you and I do is just drink occasionally, right?
Mhm.
So like we hung out with different crowds growing up.
You ever been exposed to it and just said no? Or, like, are you a dare kid?
No, definitely not a dare kid. Most of my time growing up was with the Ledbetters.
Oh yeah.
There was that, you know.
So you saw.
Yeah.
You saw the effects of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's something that'll keep you out of it.
I expected you to have tried weed once at least.
Our dad used to think he was smoking all the time.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because he would come home from Jay's house and his eyes would be red.
Oh,
And so he'd think he was smoking.
really?
But like, yeah, but we're allergic to
yeah,
cats and dogs, and they got like 18 Shih Tzus that run around the first floor.
yeah, and they
Not to talk about the 37 down in the basement
Right.
they have. It's nothing but dog hairs all the time. So every time you walk in there, I'm like, like, it's just fucking, it's
Right.
bad.
Right.
So like, you can't leave there without having red eyes. So I understand why Dad used to think he was like smoking all the time. But
I didn't know that Dad had thought that about you. That makes sense though.
did you know that?
I feel like he might have mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah, I think that's what he mentioned a couple times. But he's like,
Hmm.
smoking, no.
Yeah, that's something I think we'll talk about a lot is like what our parents have perceived us of doing, like growing up and doing the different things. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, Dad always thought I was a monk. I never really like go out and like drink with friends and shit.
Oh, but you've started doing that a lot more recently, right?
Once you got this job,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who knew all you needed to do was get out of the fucking house?
Right.
I mean, it's just the comfort level where he was at.
Yeah.
But now you're like comfortable being out, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just getting used to being out more and making adult decisions. And you got a girlfriend now?
Yeah, how's that going? You want to talk about? I mean, you want to talk about that?
It's going. We've been together for about 4 months now.
Hey.
So
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
thank you.
See, that's like growing up.
And that was another thing that Dad also called me a monk because growing up never really didn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
See, okay, so Dad called you a monk, Mom called you gay.
There was a while I thought my brother was gay too, but then I mean I think he might still be. It's all right though. I love him either way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. But,
Yeah, I think there's a little biflexible part of us hidden.
We're all on a spectrum, you know. What I'm
I mean, I've kissed my guy friends on the mouths before, so
I've sucked
That's
dick before.
I was
disgusting.
gonna say, has he kissed you, King?
No, but he
know,
sucked
we-
my dick
I-
one time.
wait, once?
What? No, the other ones were handies.
Oh yeah. No. Like I don't know. I think I asked you that question once. We were like, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, bi curious bi.
No, like just kiss. Like we've kissed each other in the mouth.
Oh, if we have, or not?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I
But
don't think we have.
possibly.
I think I'm pretty. I think I've kissed Ryan once.
I think I maybe like the cheek. Maybe on the lip. We've been pretty hammered. Before,
Yeah.
So like possibly.
Yeah.
And that's why I've never been drunk before.
Have you never been drunk?
I've never been drunk.
Wait, for real?
I've never been drunk.
Bullshit.
No, 100%.
Bullshit.
Ew.
so you've drank, but it just not got to like inebriate, like
Mm-hmm.
fucking hammered.
Yeah, I typically, especially now, like I do, one alcoholic beverage.
Wait, that's why you haven't been drunk? First of all, hold on. You haven't been drunk because you're afraid you're going to suck a dick?
That's a pretty.
Yeah, it's gross. No, I've always found it way more entertaining to watch other people be drunk.
Be drunk.
Yeah, be under the influence. Like, and plus, I've always felt like more of the mediator amongst like,
Yeah,
my
you've been the
friends
most
and things like that.
level-headed.
Yeah, so like if I lose my cool, then like who does it fall on? not any of my knucklehead friends who are getting drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, I there's never been an interest for me to get drunk. I've never been drunk. I've never, like, once I start feeling it, that's when I tell myself to stop. You know what I mean?
That's good.
That's an insane
That's-
level of
that's
self-control that I do
very
not have.
That's a lot of self-control.
Instead, I eat a shit ton of food. No, but yeah, I've never wanted to. Only occasionally drinking. I love like mixing cocktails and stuff, trying new things, flavorful. But
What's your preferred type of alcohol? If you
Rum.
Rum.
Ooh,
just
the
it's so
rum chata. You like the rum chata?
rum chata is my favorite alcoholic beverage. We just tried the lemon one. I made like a lemon like martini kind of one with it, and it was really good. I had like some lemon sugar zest around the rim. It was really good. Anyway, yeah, it's definitely been more fun to watch people, be drunk and make their decisions. But
As I'm like drinking right now. You're like, oh yeah, cool.
but yeah, I knew like when we were growing up in Buckeye, I used to go in the garage where mom kept her wine coolers,
Oh my god.
and I would chug one and be like, I'm gonna get hammered, and I never did. One
That's
wine
right.
cooler was never enough
So
for
you've
like
never had a hangover?
never.
God damn, you're lucky.
What?
Never.
That's
I had one yesterday. And that's what. And here's the sad part.
Oh, from Friday night drinking, or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here's the sad part.
Oh wait, you had one on Saturday morning? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, from a Dos Equis, a pint, and a shot of Jameson.
Are you drinking water?
Yeah, I drank water.
A lot of it though. You got to chug that shit.
Yeah.
With that much?
I mean, any alcohol. I used to get massive hangovers all the fucking time. Like I'd wake up weekly with like a hangover. So I've been drinking like I have this fucking half-gallon jug, one of those kind of things. I drink like 3 of those bitches a day.
See the thing, and I got like a little. I was like, whoa, like, which before I could drink like 9 Dos Equis and have like fucking 8 shots of Jameson and be ready to roll. Maybe that might have been like a little bit of the cocaine.
That's what I think is probably the
but even without that, I was still able to go. I just knew that like, well, I'm gonna be drunk and not have control. And I think from cutting down from drinking so much, and not drinking as much, not drinking as often, and only really having maybe a couple drinks. Like today, this morning at my gig, I had a fire and ice, which I think I told you about that. You know what fire and ice is? It's Rumple Mints, half Rumple Mints, half Fireball. It's like drinking Colgate.
That sounds
That
even
shit,
more
it is-
delicious.
It was pretty good. It was.
Yeah, it's like drinking Colgate, and it's like it clears your sinuses. You can smell 4 miles away.
A bartender's melon ball. Is that what it is? Like the
It's like drinking Listerine, really. It kind of, but it's it's kind of tasty. But anyways, I had that, and I had that this morning, and that was a limit. Like I was just like no more because I know that I'm gonna get fucked up, And Friday night I had Dos Equis and a Jameson, and I woke up Saturday morning with a headache.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've never. Have you
What?
been
Hangover?
drunk, hangover, anything?
He's been drunk. I picked his ass up drunk.
Hammered?
That wasn't the first time.
Oh.
That was not the first time. I was actually with the Leadburgers.
Oh, the first time was with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was spending a night at their house. It was actually freshman year of my high school.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wait, what were you drinking?
At first, because I went over there to spend a night, hang out with them, and then Shane came by, and he said hi, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to Eris's later," and I was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Do you want to come with?" And at first, I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." Just to say hi, visit. Didn't know it was gonna be like a little gathering of them drinking with their friends and shit. And
Pressure just hit you, huh?
yes. And first, Eris gave me a Heineken.
You were choking?
That was, god damn it! I was like, do I say it? God, I just got to be on top of it.
But I
It's probably hard for you, your weight.
damn.
You were what?
But wasn't look at him like the fuck.
Go ahead.
wasn't a fan. Like I was like babysitting the shit out of that drink. I don't like Heinekens. That was my very first one. Never had them again. And then had shots after that. And then Shane was making
Of what? Shots of vodka?
vodka. Yes.
That's always the one, dude.
And then Shane was making me orange juice with vodka in a red Solo cup.
Screwdriver.
Yep.
Mm.
I don't know how many I went, but I mean, I remember the night felt like I was fucking.
Superman?
No, my head was bobbling all over the place.
Loopy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I never black out. That didn't black me out.
Wait, have you been blacked out?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just genuinely curious because
That was the worst I've gotten drunk, I guess.
You throw up?
first time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I guess that's good, right? In terms of like
bad.
being drunk,
Yeah, that's not
like
bad.
the first time, and you were how young? You know what I mean? I feel like that's typically how someone would want it to go. My worst time was my first time, and I've gotten better at it or whatever. You know,
I
what I
don't
mean?
even remember my first time.
And then I think
I'm
that
surprised
night,
you guys even do remember that.
I,
It
I,
must have
had,
been such like significant. Go ahead. Sorry.
I had to take a piss,
Mm.
and I was just standing over the toilet. I was like, "Oh shit!" I ended up
take a shit.
Well, no,
Oh.
I ended up throwing up in the toilet, but luckily I was
Were
over.
you done pissing?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you-
Yo, you cross streams with yourself. That's
I don't know what I fucked last night, but I got stink dick.
oh my god. Oh no.
No, but yeah, I was like, after I got done taking a piss, I felt like I had to throw up. I was like, I'm gonna stay here for a couple minutes. I was like, oh,
Can you just sorry, I don't mean to like dismiss your story, but I'm just like imagining family listen to us, and especially Angel, because he's the baby.
he's the
He's the
baby.
baby out of.
They're,
He's the
they're gonna go
bongo.
listening. He's the bongo. They're gonna, fuck, they're not gonna invite us to anything.
No, they're gonna keep us. They're gonna like just
You stick with your podcast.
no. We'll make you to go plates. You stay in your car and we'll deliver it to the street.
Yeah. You play your video games in the car. Which
Keep
is-
your dirty mouths away from our fest.
Wow, I'm still like, that makes sense. That's your first time with the Ledbetters. I'm mind boggled. You've never been drunk, but then I think about it, as level headed as you are, is the kind of person that you are, that you try and be like, you know, just like level headed, straight as an arrow. Not really straight as an arrow, but you try and be like the mediator of groups, and the one that's just the smart one that, you know, makes sure everybody else is okay, but you also like watching our, you know, idiocracy sometimes.
It's
But,
amusing.
but it also makes sense because you were an early father,
Mm.
so like getting drunk probably wasn't
Yeah.
the.
I was never exposed to like those types of opportunities.
That kind of thing is an interesting thought, though, because like, do you think that having your child so early, it kind of aided in the sobriety, or like, do you think maybe if you didn't have the child, you would have just, you know, been like the rest of us?
I don't think. Yeah,
No,
I don't think you would have.
I don't
No?
think I would have. I don't think I would have like delved into drugs at all, because it legitimately, like, none of it has ever piqued interest. The only interest that I've recently come across is like helping me sleep gummies. You know what I mean? And that's not necessarily,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
That's
not
not
like-
like an experience, right? So, I just have never. I've never had that interest. I've been to plenty of parties throughout high school and like my early, 18, 19, 20, where a lot of people my age were indulging in that stuff. And it was never like, oh, I want to do that. It was always so easy for me to say, no, thank you. Right. To a lot of my friends. And there was, I guess what was cool about it, maybe I was at the right parties or had the right friends at the time to where they didn't make it a big deal. You know what I mean? Like it
And,
was
like,
never
peer pressure you
They
have.
respected the denial of it all.
They respected it.
I didn't want to say anything.
That's all, folks. Speaking
No,
of,
that makes sense. It makes sense.
mhm.
And growing up, he was always like, you were the one that wanted to like be in the medical field.
Okay, where the fuck is this coming from though? Because mom thought I wanted to deliver babies when I grew up.
Okay, maybe that's why I thought that.
Yeah, that was never a. I started my college career at like majoring in nursing just because one, like I felt like it was a Filipino thing to do, but two, like it's secure, right? Like there's never going to be enough nurses, right? And just the medical field in general.
Yeah.
But there was never a part of me growing up, at least that I can genuinely remember, where I was like, I want to be a doctor of some kind.
I guess that's where I thought maybe it's just mom saying that, but also you trying to go for that. But you never struck me as the kind of person that would stray from that path, stray from and experiment. I did, and I think. And also, I have a little. I feel like I have a little bit of an addictive personality. So, like, and also, I like to experiment things. Like when I was young, back living at our old house, the house we grew up in. I would walk to the Circle K, and then walking back, I would like. This is disgusting, by the way. But like, hey, we're getting to know it. Mm-hmm. I would pick up little fucking like half smoked cigarettes out of the ashtray, and then go home and fucking light a match and smoke it just to see what it was like.
You weren't even like on drugs at that time. That was just legit.
No, I just wanted to see what, and then like I was just like, oh, this is
we left that house. What year were you in high school?
2004. We left that house around that time, 2004, 2005.
Did we?
Yeah, mid my freshman year. I want to say.
I know it was my 7th grade when we left. Actually, no.
So I'm just like trying to like piece how old, how young you were when you were.
Yeah, I was like 14.
Oh, okay.
13, 14.
So I don't think that's like obviously that's gross. That's gross that you were
nasty.
Yeah, I would have much rather like.
Remember our friend Dylan? Remember Dylan?
Yeah.
When I would go spend the night at his house, his mom smoked all the time. When she go to bed, I'd fucking
smoke her shit.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so I just thought it was. I kind of. I didn't even like it. It was just like, I just felt like I was kind of cool. But then like I ended up liking it. I ended up becoming an addiction that I had to kick.
Yeah.
You know, and I got this, and sometimes like I think that's the where I got my mental health to is like now like the I'm teetering.
Yeah.
If like I'm drinking a lot and I'm smoking cigarettes, I'm teetering on that like line of like my mental is just kind of going, you know what I mean? And then like the last time I was teetering was probably like a year and a half ago. But it never got more than that. It was just like I would just sit out on the porch and just drink and then smoke a pack. It's disgusting. It doesn't smell great.
Yeah.
And it's expensive.
That's the part that gets me. I don't necessarily hate cigarettes. I didn't ever smoke them when I was a kid, or any of like the thing. I kept away from pretty much all drugs until maybe like 15, 16 or something, and then I started fucking around with a little cigarette here, a little cigarette there. But then when I stopped doing like actual hard drugs, I see cigarettes as like a lower tier addiction. So
yeah, that's one. And getting out of like doing drugs was like, okay, well, I'll just smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, like I don't care about that.
You know what I mean? Because there is a high that comes from.
There is, in effect.
There's a high that comes from the nicotine and the fucking other additives.
Whatever they fucking roll on the floor in that factory.
Yeah. So there's a high that comes with it, but now it's just like I feel my lungs, not working properly. I hate smelling like smoke. So like I can smell somebody who just got done smoking, like that's one thing that when you quit, you start smelling everybody around you and you're like, oh, that's fucking putrid. So
you used to be that.
Yeah.
I still smoke blunts.
You wouldn't like my job then.
Oh, are there a lot of smokers there?
Oh yeah.
I don't mind it. It's just now it's just
things
like
you notice.
You notice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which at the time you don't notice it because you're just smoking all the time. So you're like, I smell fine probably.
Yeah.
And how many people I probably hugged that were just like, oh god, you smell like smoke. How many times I probably squandered like a chance at love.
Yeah, I'm sure once I stop shitting my pants, I'll probably have the same revelation.
One day. One day.
Not today though, dude. What's that smell?
So we're at $1.15,
Yeah.
and I know that we had like an aim for like estimated an hour. Obviously, there's things to edit and whatever. But do we want to keep going? Do we want
I think
to?
we should just leave it at this. I think that we're good. I think we're good.
So this is Nako. This is the Nako podcast. Three brothers kind of getting to know each other throughout.
Yeah, just talking about other random
Conversation.
things. And
Yeah, it's gonna be more on the comedy side. If you
Yeah.
didn't pick any of those up,
yeah, I, that's one thing I want people to understand too. Is like a lot of things that we say, like, well, you okay? Did you just
What happened?
yeah, I thought I heard something.
What?
I don't know.
Ah,
I don't know. But a lot of, I want people to understand that when they're listening to this, it's like we are going at this with the intention of like there's some seriousness, but also we're having fun and it's comedy and we're enjoying, you know, we're gonna be doing bits and improv and stuff, and people who listen, I don't want them to be like, oh my god, these guys are, you know, whatever. If you like the content, great. Hit that, like, follow it wherever you're watching, you know, follow it wherever you're listening, and support it any way you can. Share it, but also at the end of the day, this is something that we wanted to do. It's been a passionate project of mine for a long time. We've been working hard at this for like the last couple months, trying to get everything set up, and now here we are. It's the pilot, you know. So it's,
Hey, give us. There you go. There you go.
you know. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy with
Yeah,
And, you know, we're going to have talking points and stuff. We're going to talk about things. And I don't want people to think that they're just going to be listening to us sitting round table style talking about our lives all the time. This has just happened to be our introductory podcast into getting to know each other. So, you know, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for, you know, I don't know when this is going to air, but when it does air, we can expect that would be the day every week that you can expect the I Nako podcast to be live.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what do we say to?
I actually have a question. Is
Oh,
it going to
yeah.
be every Sunday at 5:00?
Probably.
Okay.
If you can't make it, you can't make it.
No, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
Sunday evening will be reserved, I think, for us to come here and do this. But as far as like the editing portion, because I'd like to contribute to that if need be, like after I learn how to do it and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you've already like shouldered so much of all this process and everything.
Walk in the park. Just a walk in the park. But no,
You don't walk.
It's a waddle.
Damn.
That's one thing though. If so, like our family has always looked at us as like complete goofballs. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be one thing that I think, despite all of the sour faces that they might have when they're listening to what we say and how we say them, hopefully they at least understand at the base, like this has always been us. You know what I mean? And like obviously, like as kids growing up, it was never this degenerate. It was never this vulgar, right?
they're gonna you know what? People who knew us are, you know, they're gonna be people who know our lives and what we've been through. They're gonna listen to my portion and be like, oh yeah, I was there for that.
Right.
You know, but they're not gonna know you. But our families are in for a treat.
Yeah. So if you
So-
do listen to this, strap in. We're not necessarily going to be holding back.
And we are human. We're
Yeah.
human, and we go through things, and we go through things in different ways, and that's important. And also, just to shout out my other podcast, which is called Got Your Back Man, which is going to delve even more into mental health and men's mental health and emotional health. You're going to understand that this is just normal life for people. And I think that like a lot of families and a lot of people think, oh, you know, like, you know, our family's perfect, and we got the goody kids, and our kids are always, you know, like, you know, you're gonna learn that like we've been through some shit.
Sure.
We've been through some shit. We've done some shit. I've done some shit. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, you know, to a point where I'm not getting too
Yeah.
crazy with it, but
Yeah, we're gonna be measured in our conversations.
also we need to make sure we call mom about this bongo and shit
Oh,
because.
we will. That'll be in the next couple episodes for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, hey guys, thank you for watching Nako. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow wherever you're listening, and I hope you enjoy it and have a great rest of your whatever the fuck day it is.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.